Hi guys, excuse me. Well, the kids are back at school and I am playing catch up with videos, and I am having one of those days where I am seriously annoying myself. So how you guys put up with me for as long as you have, I do not know. But yes, like I say, playing catch up, and this is a bit of a mishmash video because I'm kind of doing it in reverse order. Yeah, I'm basically now going to talk about what this project is, then I'm going to show 2 videos that I've already previously done to get to where we are now, and then I'll come back at the end and finish off. But yes, so this is my August Antique Paperie design team project, which tied in very, very, very nicely with Tracie Fox's August Make It Mini group project. So, not project, group, event, that's it, event stroke competition. Every month Tracie puts a event up, a new challenge, challenge, that's it, not competition. She'll put a new challenge up in her Foxy Crafters group, and obviously those who take part then are put into a draw in with a chance of winning a digikit from Tracie's shop. So yeah, this was on the cards anyway for me because this is a commission by Michelle over at Shell's Cards, Colouring and Crafts, Shell's CCC, links below. But it was nothing majorly specific. I want this, I want that. She just wanted a mini journal, and this has been quite a while in the making. Not this particular one, because I wanted it to be just right. I wanted it to be special and not something I'd just thrown together to make a mini journal. I have over the last few months been polishing up some techniques, sewing being one of them, because a few months ago, as many of you who follow the channel will know, I was absolutely terrified of my sewing machine, and now we are pretty much like best buddies. That will not be the finished closure, that's just there to keep it together. But yes, so like I said, this is my Antique Paperie design team project because I've used Antique Paperie digikit throughout, except for this. This started its life as this, a hay fever tablet box. Yeah, I haven't altered it in any way other than cutting it down to trimming it down to make the edges straight. It is the same size, the spine is the same width and everything. Like I said, the only thing I did was cut the edges, as you can see, to make them more straight. And then the 2 videos coming up next, the first one will be showing me gessoing the cover, because obviously this material is white, and when I put it over it you could see through the box, you could see the stuff through the box, the box through the material, sorry guys. So yes, I gessoed the front cover, and then in the video, and then the gesso wasn't covering as well as I wanted it to, so then off video, I'm pretty sure it were off video, I got my white acrylic paints out and I just went over it again with white acrylic paint, which then worked a treat because it obviously turned it from all these bright colours, bright green and yellow, to white. You still see a little bit through, but then when I sewed the material onto it, like glued the material and then sewed around it, you can't see the box through it, which is awesome. Yes, the material came from my stash. The little flowered trim came from my stash. This sticker came from my stash. This label and this fussy cut butterfly has come from Tracie Fox over at LoveJunk journals, and this label is a Mary Walden label, and thank you, Mary. I have a link now for Mary's Etsy shop. She doesn't do digitals. No, she doesn't sell the digitals, so these labels unfortunately aren't for sale in her shop, but she does sell handmade journals and they are gorgeous. Please go check her out. But yes, so thank you, Mary. I have since been in contact with Shell, and she's only seen this. I want to keep the cover a secret. She will not see this video, well, this video, should I say, will not go up until she has received this, and I know she's opened it and watched and looked at it. Then I will publish the video. But yes, the second part of the video that's coming up next, the first bit shows me gessoing, and then the second part is me sewing this material cover to the box, and every bit of it went absolutely perfectly. The sewing around the edges of the labels were just perfect. You know, I don't know what it were, just everything went to plan. They were in the right places, you know, they weren't too far in or too far over the edge. The zigzag, we can't really go wrong with the zigzag stitch anyway, but that worked out great as well. Even up the sides of the spine, which I usually get one way or like too far over that way or too far over that way, they worked out perfect. But yes, so I love it. Like I said, I have since been in contact with Michelle and asked, would you like that leaving as is so that you can see the stitching, or would you like some end papers gluing into the front and the back? You're not going to see the spine. And she was like, oh no, I love it as it is, could you please leave it? So I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely, because I'm quite proud of that. I mean, alright, you can see the reverse side of the braille, because these boxes have braille on them. So you can see that. But I think that adds to the character, to be honest. I really do. But yeah, so she's happy enough for me not to do anything to the inside of this, which I'm quite pleased about. But yeah, so there's the awesome little cover. I'm so pleased, so chuffed with that. And like I said, this is a Antique Paperie design team project because I have used Antique Paperie papers for the signatures. I will just take them out a second and I will show you. I'll get to them in a minute. Now, I cannot tell you here and now on this section of the video exactly which papers are which, because they're in the order that they are wrote down in on this piece of paper is not the order that I've put them in the signatures as, but they are from these signatures here. These papers I've used for the signatures are from the Junk Journal collections. So if you go to the Antique Paperie Etsy shop, link is below, and have a look in the category that's Junk Journal collections. The kits I have used are Butterfly Reboot, Coffee Express, Lace Botanical, Love Paris Background, Shabby Dictionary, and Wildflowers Small Junk Journal set. Now, like I said, I apologise, guys, but I cannot pinpoint which order they are in. But them are the kits that I have used. I'm suspecting, do not quote me on this one could be the Wildflowers Small Junk Journal set, but it might not be. And then we have this one. I've left them plain. I just printed them on normal printer paper, copy paper. The paper I use is 80 GSM, so it's nothing special. But this is going to be a writing journal plus she will be like gluing and sticking some bits in. So these papers are going to be reinforced anyway when she's glued and stuck, and I will be putting a few pockets and tucks and stuff in anyway. But yeah, so it's just, like I said, normal 80 GSM printer paper I've done them on. I haven't printed on the back, because I was going to print a plainish background on the back, but I thought no, because she wants it for writing on, and some of these obviously you can't write on because they're too detailed, so the more journaling space the better. So then we have these. This one I know for certain is the Shabby Dictionary. I know that for definite. And then we have this beautiful one. I think, don't quote me, but I'm pretty certain that could be the Lace Botanical, but I do not know. Or actually that could even be the Love Paris background. Don't quote me, that's definitely the coffee one. Definitely coffee. I had to use the Coffee Express one because Michelle absolutely loves coffee, as do I. We are both coffee fiends. So, yep, you have that one there that says coffee with a friend is like capturing happiness in a cup. And that had to go in there because we are going on holiday very shortly. And when we go on holiday, I shall be meeting up with Michelle in person. So whilst we're there, because where we are going on holiday is like an hour and 7 minutes, I think, drive away. So yes, during that holiday, I shall be going and spending the day, well, probably not all day, but a good few hours with Michelle, one-to-one in person, and it will be the first time we've met in person. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, so then we've got these, and I've tried to make them not detailed, but designed, but plain enough for you to be able to write over. So, and then of course more coffee ones, and that's one signature. These are just the backs. And what I did with these to get them this size, I printed 4 images to a sheet, and they came out this perfect size to fit in that cover. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Butterfly Reboot, but like I said, don't quote me on that, guys, but I do know for definite that that is the Shabby Dictionary. But yeah, and obviously the coffee ones are the Coffee Express. Meet me at the cafe for a brew. Cool, I love these. See, I love that. I love how there is an image, obviously, pattern, but still light enough for you to be able to write over it with a black pen, or even a blue one, really. So yes, I'm not going to go through them all. Well, I will actually, just fairly. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to go through them all one by one, because I will do a flip through at the end when it's finished. But yeah, so I have just used, what have I used? I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different kits, printed 4 images to a page, cut out, and then turned into 4 signatures. This is a 4 signature tiny little book. And then I have used a scrap piece of material to sew the signatures to, very poorly. Me and sewing, I still haven't mastered the perfect signature sewing yet. But it doesn't matter, because this is a hidden spine, so this will all be glued, and then that will be stuck into the spine there like that. A bit will poke out the top and bottom, but that's fine, it adds to the shabbiness. And there you will have the little book. I have also printed out, again, Antique Paperie. I have also printed out from the ATC Mega Collection, which is ATC is short for Artist's Trading Card. So from the ATC Mega Collection, I have printed out Chalked number 1. Chalk as in a chalkboard. You know, chalk and chalkboard and duster kind of thing. Not chalk as in chalking someone. Ah, dear me, yeah, but I am pretty certain these have come from that kit. These have been printed out onto ivory cardstock. Oh goodness, I can't tell you off the top of my head what GSM it is, but it's ivory cardstock. And these have quotes as well, so you get them and then you've got the quotes. So home is where the heart lives, be the change you wish to see in this world, you're the bee's knees, and life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. I love that quote. But yes, so I have printed these out onto the cardstock because I am going to use them as little journaling cards and or tucks, pockets and tucks. This is this one. and all I've done is cut it down and then rounded the corners, and I've done that to make it the perfect journaling card size. So tuck that in as well. So that was just like my template, if you will. So I know now that when I cut these down or whatever, that's the size they need to be the perfect journaling card, tag, whatever. But yes, and then then I have used Dotty Whimsy, which I think is this. Pretty sure that's this collection because it's got dots on it. So we've got again, they've all been printed on the cardstock. So we've got these beautiful images. Sorry, look at the camera, not at what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay fairly close to the camera but far enough away where it's not going to constantly argue with me with the focus. But yes, so that is this. I'm pretty sure this is the Dotty Whimsy one. It would make sense because it's got dots on it. But that means nothing. Just realised that's upside down. In fact, I just realised they're all upside down. Well, wasn't that cool? Let's just try that again because they're upside down. I just realised because there's a really tiny number 8 there. So, yep, they were all upside down. Great. Anyway, so that I am pretty sure is the Dotty Whimsy one. And then I have used one called Hannah Antique. And I'm pretty sure that's this one, and I love this one because it reminds me so much of collage. Again, like I said, on the ivory cardstock. That's got a number 8 on it as well. I haven't noticed that before. At least I'll know which way up it's supposed to go. But yeah, I really, really love this one because it reminds me of collage. And these I was thinking for, excuse me, tags, making tags, some more journaling cards. I think there's probably just going to be more journaling cards than pardon me, tuck spots and stuff in this journal. But these would make awesome journaling cards and tags and pockets, really. You know, I could cut them down and use them as pockets, which I will be doing. But yeah, they are awesome. I love them. Sherri, these papers are just stunning. I absolutely love them. I am so spoilt for choice. Being part of the design team, I get access to pretty much all of their images, their design, their kits, and oh, honestly, trying to figure out what project to do is hard enough for me because I'm new to all this design team malarkey and whatnot. I was very reluctant to do it in the first place, and Michelle, who I'm doing the journal for, kind of pushed me in, not pushed me, she encouraged me. She gave me that kick up the bum I needed to go, what does it entail? But I'm so glad you did. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you, Sherri, for having me on board too and trusting me with your kits. But yes, yeah, so that's them, and just gorgeous. Like I said, trying to find a project to do is difficult enough, but then deciding which kits to use is just mind-blowing. I'll give you a sneak peek now at this month's, September's design team project. Yeah, using Antique Paperie. Yeah, just a little spoilers. But that's, like I said, so I used the Junk Journal Collections kits in the book itself as the signatures. Then I have used the ATC Mega Collection for what is yet to be decided as tucks, pockets, tucks, journaling cards and tags. And then on the back of this is so I know what I've used. On the back of this, I have already been through this anyway, and it's just saying that I've used Tracie Fox at LoveJunk Journals, label on the back and butterfly, fussy cut butterfly on the back, Mary Walden's label on the front, and then my own material for the cover, sticker and trim from my stash. But yes, so they are offcuts of the material that was left over, which I'm probably going to use as little tab toppers or something. This is a latest one. Haven't written it on the list, but this is the latest edition that I was just going to pop in as bookmarks. And this is just white cardstock, and then I have used one of my embossing folders through the Sizzix Big Shot die cutting machine, just to give it that lovely texture. I'm unsure actually whether or not I was going to just do a little bit of light inking on it, like blending, just to bring out the image, but I'm not sure whether I will. I think I might just leave them plain, because plain like that, there's scope for Shell to write, I don't know, or there's scope for her to write on them anyway, but I don't know. And then all I've done so far is just tuck them into the middle of the signatures like that as bookmarks. I like the way they poke out at the top. But yeah, so this is as how far I've got with this so far. And the next bit, like I say, this is going to be a long video, guys. The next bit, I'm just going to pop this back away, because now I'm actually going to have to wait another day or two to do any more work on that. But the next two videos that pop on the end, I'm going to tag them on the end of this, and the next two videos will be the first one, like I said, of me gessoing the front cover, and then the second one will be of me sewing the front cover, and then after that I will come back and we will finish that off. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in about probably 5 or 10 minutes in your time after watching the other two videos. If not, skip ahead. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. guys, the design team project is out. So I don't know how much more of this I am going to do. I've been watching, quickly watching the videos back, and it's going to drag on. If I do much more, it is going to drag on. If I do much more on camera, should I say, it's going to drag on. So I'm going to just finish this bit off now, which is the gluing in of the signature into the book. And then I'm just going to finish off camera, because I get things done quicker when I'm not on camera for obvious reasons. I'm not having to focus on trying to show you what I'm doing and talk to you guys at the same time, so I can speed through that really quickly, and then I will come back, and at the end of the video here I will pop back and show a flip through of the finished book. But it's not far off being finished now anyway. I'm not going to be doing much more to this other than gluing it in, and then maybe just cutting some of these down and rounding the corners and turning them into journaling cards and little pockets, and possibly distressing or I can't think, my brain's just gone completely scattered. Gone completely blank. Distressed, what's the word I'm looking for? I've lost it. Coloured, right, yeah. Basically, I was toying with the idea of either using coloured distress ink to just go over these to emphasise the design, or I was going to use the marker pens. That's what I was thinking, the marker pens, like I did in the video not long since, and try maybe a bit of just smushing around and see what other colours I can come up with. But anyway, I'm waffling and I will stop. I'm working really hard on that because I know that I do waffle on. So yes, I am working really hard on trying not to waffle too much. So, but we are literally now just going to glue this spine into the book to make it what's known as an invisible spine. And for this I am going to use this Beacon 3-in-1 craft glue. It is basically Fabri-Tac. There's not a lot of difference, except this does maybe take just a little bit longer to dry. It still bubbles over the top like Fabri-Tac does, so it behaves in exactly the same way. It smells the same. So, and I'm using this because it's a full bottle, so I'm not going to struggle with this like I would do with the other. So first of all, I'm going to just run some glue in between these stitching. I'm not going to go on the top bit or the bottom bit of the stitching. I'm just going to do it here in between, and I'm going to apply quite a decent amount of glue because I really, really, really obviously do want this to stick, to adhere well. So that's enough there, and then I'm going to apply some glue to this material bit along the stitching here, in between the stitches and on the stitches, and zigzag across like this. I'm not too worried about getting it right at the top and the bottom because that's what that's for. But like I said, I'm going to be quite generous with the glue and really get it in there because we want this to be secure. Okay, I think that's more than enough. That is probably overkill, but... And then make sure your signatures are the right way up, make sure your journal's the right way up, and basically just stick. Kind of line, you've got a few, not long, but there is a little bit of margin for squishing up and down to make sure you get it right. Yep, get it lined up and in properly. There go, and then lay it out, not completely flat, but with the spine on your mat, and really, really push down in there, because like I said, you want it to stick, adhere really, really well. And there we have it, guys. We have our journal. And then, see, it's not quite stuck, it's coming away, but that's because we haven't quite finished yet. We then need to just pop a bit on that part there to glue it down. I'd forgot about that, see? So just, I'm sorry if I'm out of focus, guys, but I need to do this bit quickly. So we need to just pop that in there, and then pop some glue on this bit here. Because them bits are what hang over. And there we go. You may use your bone folder to just get that into place, and of course in between the signatures give it a smush. And then that's it, guys. Basically just leave it to dry then, like literally leave it be. But there you go, we now have a book. So again, just sorry I'm out of focus, guys. I need to work fast. So I'm just applying pressure both this way and that way. It's handy when it's only a tiny book. There we go. Fantastic. And we are there, we're pretty much sorted. And then just leave it alone. That's it, guys, just leave it alone. Okay, so now we just leave it to stick, basically. You can clip the front, but I'm just going to leave it like that, as is. And sorry again for the focusing. Just going to leave it as is, and then wait until it's dried and come back later. So that's that bit out of the way. Hi, back again. Right, okay, seeing as how that's that's drying, and that were only like 8 minutes or so, very, very short. Whilst that's sat over there minding its own business, why not just go through some of these with you? So I've decided I am going to turn some of these into pockets, but I don't want to mess with that too much, so for the time being I'm just going to quickly stick my ruler in there, and it's 2 inches, right? So is it 2 inches? No, it's slightly more than 2 inches. The signatures, not the cover, the signatures are slightly more than 2 inches, but I'm going to go 2 inches for obvious reasons. I want a little gap at either side, and to save messing about with the big paper trimmer, I'm going to use this small one. I've actually stood that book up as a book, so, and then just wedge it up there in the corner. If you can see, it's just there in that corner. But yeah, so I'm going to use this little paper trimmer that I have. I love this little trimmer. And we're going to cut 2 inches off this. Okay, so that should now be wide enough yeah, that's going to be wide enough to make a pocket on the signatures. So that is cool. A piece left over, and then what have we got here? We'll do the same with this one. I mean, like, this is not a tutorial of any kind. This is just my August, because I am behind. This is my August Antique Paperie design team project. So this is just me nattering away whilst working. Just trying to figure out which ones I want. I've got 4 signatures, so I want 4 of these. So that goes that way, that goes that way. So that's 2. We will have this blue one. So that's 3. Okay. And then which one? I think I really like this rose one. So 2 inches and 4. So we now have a pocket for each signature. Oh, no. Why are they? Them are smaller. Why are they smaller? They're all different sizes. Why are they smaller than them? Don't know, but we shall rectify that and then just make them a little bit smaller then. So, about 1/4 of an inch, I think, ish. Yeah. Oh, it feels strange. I've just actually finished doing some tutorial with the August and September's tutorial Thursday, which was the music paper envelopes. I've just finished filming them, and oh wow, I'm all kind of talked out, guys, so this is definitely not anything at all to do with a tutorial. I am literally exhausted from it. It is hard work trying to focus on what you're doing and focus on giving clear and precise instructions, which mine aren't. But yeah, wow, just wow. Yeah, no, I was just going to slide them in. So I have my trusty paper corner rounder, so I am just going to round the corners on these, and we shall use these as like just little journaling cards. There's not a lot I'm going to actually be doing with the rest of this project now, these, other than just making journaling cards basically, because there's not a lot of room in the journal for tucks and pockets and stuff, and I want this journal to be a practical one. It needs to be practical. She needs to be able to write in it and stick things in it. So but I love these kits from Sherri over at Antique Paperie. They are just awesome, and I'm so spoilt for choice. I've said that already, but I am. I really am. Now, what were I going to do with these? I was actually going to make pockets with them anyway, weren't I? Put them ones to one side. Them I think were the, what did I say, was it Hannah Antique, I think? Kit, I think. That was them. So I'm going to put them to one side. These, right, so what have we got now? So we've got little journaling cards. We've got some pockets, or tucks anyway. Don't know about them, they're just extras. Let's see how we're doing. Oh yes, that is definitely. Yep. We are definitely in there. We have a book, guys. How awesome is that? They are slightly big. So, like the tags, they're just going to get tucked in the pages. These. Think these would make good corner tucks, like little pockets. So let's see. Where did my rule there? So if I go corner to corner, use the craft knife. I'm not measuring, I'm just going corner to corner. So like I'm not lining up on the board or anything, I'm just lining the ruler up from this corner to that corner. And then cut. There we go. Just a few short, slow times. Don't ram through it. It's likely to slide, you're likely to rip it. Just a few times will do. But now we have a little corner piece that should work on a page as a corner tuck. Like so. Just cut a bit off the top and the bottom. So, scissors, we will use that bit there and that bit there. Oh, look at that. Perfect size. Look at that, guys. That's just perfect. Perfect little corner tuck. So, in fact, oh no, not doing any on there because we agreed to leave that. So let's make some of these then. In fact, I can do that the same. I can use this one as a guide, template, sorry, not guide, template to cut this one to size. I have no idea how that has worked out. Have you seen this, guys? You've just seen me go corner to corner, and yet this one's bigger than this. How does that work? Obviously my measuring. I'm guessing the ruler probably moved. Well, we'll take that edge off, because we already know that this one is the perfect size. And we shall use that as a template. And we'll use this one as a template. So, I think this has had plenty drying time, but Ideally, I'd like to leave it overnight, really. But I think it's fine. I think we're in there good and strong now. It's just like this edgy bit, but don't think that edge is going to glue down properly anyway, because you're on the frayed part. Oh goodness, sorry focus wise. I don't think that bit is going to glue down properly anyway, because you're on the frayed part there. But yeah, and fabric scissors. Where are the fabric scissors? I've just seen them because I've just been using them. Ah, here they are. I am just going to slice that little bit off there into the bin. So there is still some of it poking out the top. And with this, the same. I am just going to chop that little bit off. There, so there is still some poking out. See, there is still a little bit of the hidden spine material poking out top and bottom, but not as bad as it was. Well, I say bad, not as much as there was, because it was a little bit much. Oh my gosh, I really do love this book. It's upside down. I really do love this book. I'm so proud of it. I don't want to let it go. But anyway, I know it's going to a good home. So, let's now use this template to create some more of these pockets. Put the material scissors back before I lose them. We will stick to using this Dotty Whimsy, I believe it is. So, there we go. And the good thing about a template is it's reversible. So these pockets are going this direction to be tucked in that away, because on the back will be plain, which means that's a bit of scrap, that's scrap, there's scrap. So we have two pockets going that way. If we turn that way and cut that way, we will have, and well, if we turn that way and then cut from this side, which ones do we want? Let's have this one. Let's have this one. So like I said, instead of cutting at this side, if we turn it and cut from this direction, we're going to have more of the dotty style. Oh no, we can move it over to that side, that's it, and get more of the floral designing. But if we cut this direction, then the pocket becomes the opposite tuck. So we've got right, left tuck, right tuck. So what do we want now? They're scraps, right? So we've got them two going that way, that one going that way. What's next? What other one do we want? I need 4. One for each signature. But which one do we want next? What about this one? I like that one. Okay, so again, if we go to this side of the page, or even up there at the top, we get more of the floral patterning, less of the dots. There we are, line it up. Okay, so, and again using this as a template, cut around it. And then we have that. So then we have two going that way and two going that way. So that's awesome. I really like that. Okay. Although I suppose we could really do with, yeah, another 4, couldn't we? Because then we could have 2 in each signature, 1 right, 1 left in each signature. So yeah, I like that idea. So we need, yeah. What are we on now? Nearly 20 minutes. What was I saying about keeping these videos short? Right, I'm gonna cut off on this one now and then come back. Hi guys, we're back. Okay, so after a bit of playing around and faffing about, I got my pockets done. So I now have 4 left tuck pockets and 4 right tuck pockets. The little pieces that I was going to make into an actual tuck pocket, not them, the tucks, I have actually just made tabs out of them because I remembered Michelle really likes tabs. And I love my new tab punch, so of course I had to use it. So I've just made a handful of tabs out of those because there wasn't really much else I could do with them. There's more than I need, but we will use them. And yes, these are the perfect journaling card size, but what I am going to do is I am actually going to turn these, which I was going to use as pockets or journaling cards, I'm going to turn them into tags and this shape tag because I have an awesome new tag punch, and if I cut them to 1.5 inch, that is this size, 1.5 inch across, but you get that nice fancy little decoration at the top, which then also ties in with this because I used that tab punch to create them. And then these will be the perfect size to tuck into these little pockets here. So that's what I'm going to do, and then there will be like little strips of these left over, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. But we shall see. So to make sure we're getting the right way up, that number 8 that I spotted last time needs to be at the bottom. Okay, so these now need to be cut down to 1.5 inch, one way or the other, depending which part of the pattern that I want. So I'm suspecting I will probably go this way on that one. I might mix and match them. Yeah, I might kind of do a mix and match and maybe somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to go off camera and do that, and to be honest I might even end up scrapping these, or what I won't, now actually I won't scrap them, but what I might do with these is instead of putting them in the journal, I'll just make her up a little envelope and stick some little bits like this in that I can't put in the journal, or I can't think of where to put it in the journal that she might be able to, or she might be able to use it elsewhere. Because I know Michelle was the very first person I ever made a journal for. So maybe you might be able to use these in your other journal, Shell, especially these, your birthday journal from last year. Wow, it's nearly your birthday now. But yeah, maybe you might be able to use them in last year's birthday journal. I don't know. So I'll actually make you a little envelope to go alongside this, and I'll pop these in there for you, along with maybe some other little bits and bats. and any tabs left over that I don't use. Also, what was left out of these tab scraps, so like by the time I'd finished cutting, the scraps that I had left over, I dug out my little flower punch and used that to create some tiny little flowers with the rest, with what was left. And then I have all these scraps in here, which I might just do some more flowers. I can actually get some more tabs out of them. So like I said, Michelle, I will use as much of this as I can to create you little bits of ephemera, and I will put them in an envelope for you to use as you wish, because I'm slowly running out of ideas. But this book is now glued and it's dry, and look guys, we have a book with a hidden spine. How freaking cool is that? Like, seriously, I love it, I love it, I love it. Just perfect. I really don't want to part with it. I really don't. And I haven't figured out what to do for the closure yet. I don't know whether to punch through that with the crocodile and put eyelets in and make a tie, or I think I'm just going to put a ribbon around it. But that's that sorted, and I'm going to go just in time for hubby to come home. Thanks for watching guys, bye.